Rorie Buckey's emotional response to Robert Irwin's DWTS victory has taken everyone by surprise, and the story behind her reaction runs much deeper than what people are seeing on social media. Because while fans all over the world are celebrating Robert's win and cheering his incredible journey on the dance floor, someone else has been feeling this moment in a very different way, and that is his ex-girlfriend, Rorie Buckey, the young woman who once shared his life, his dreams, and his quiet moments away from the camera. And today, her reaction is becoming one of the most talked about topics around the internet. So let us go into what really happened, how Rory responded, and why her reaction is hitting so many people emotionally. The truth is that Robert's win on Dancing with the Stars is not just a trophy moment. This is something he worked for day and night, pushing through stress, pressure, and expectations that come with being the son of Steve Irwin and carrying the Irwin legacy on his shoulders. And Rorie Buckey knows that version of Robert, the version the world rarely sees, the version who doubts himself, the version who pushes past his fears, the version who wants to make his family proud in everything he does. Even though they broke up months ago, the history between Robert and Rory is real and long. Before he stepped onto the DWTS stage, she was one of the people who listened to him talk about his dreams, his nerves, and his goals. So, when he finally lifted the DWTS trophy, the internet did not just watch a champion rise to the top. Someone from Robert's past felt a wave of memories and emotions she never expected. According to close sources, Rory saw the moment Robert won while she was surrounded by friends who instantly turned toward her to see how she would react, and her response shocked everyone around her. She did not post any dramatic message, she did not tweet, she did not create a public statement. Instead, she quietly whispered a soft reaction that has now become the center of attention. Because people close to her say she simply said, "I knew he would do it." Those 6 words came from a place only she understands, a mix of pride, heartbreak, nostalgia, and acceptance. Rory and Robert were young, but their relationship was genuine. Their family supported them, and for a time, it looked like they were walking the same path. But as their careers pulled them in different directions, they made the difficult decision to separate without drama and without any hate. They handled their breakup like adults, and that is why Rory's reaction to his win is hitting differently. It shows that even after love fades, respect remains. Witnesses say Rory had tears in her eyes, not because she wanted him back, not because she regretted anything, but because she remembered the Robert who doubted himself before big moments. The Robert who would say, "I hope I make everyone proud." The Robert who did not always see how talented he really was. And seeing him succeed on one of the biggest stages in the world was like watching the closing of a chapter she once lived through with him. Even though she wasn't by his side anymore, she knew the long road he walked to reach that moment. And that is why her reaction became emotional. Meanwhile, fans online picked up on something interesting. Rory did not ignore his win, and she did not use it for attention, but she also did not hide from it. People noticed she quietly liked a post related to his victory, and that silent gesture told 1,000 stories. It showed maturity, compassion, and the kind of love that remains even when a relationship ends. But what has really shocked fans is that insiders say Rory also reached out privately, not with a dramatic message, but a simple, short congratulations that was respectful and warm. A perfect reminder that endings do not always remove the good memories. Robert reportedly appreciated the message because even though he has moved on emotionally, he's always valued kindness and compassion, and that's something both he and Rory shared during the relationship. In the middle of all this, fans began to wonder how Robert felt about Rory watching his big moment, and the answer is much simpler than people expect. He felt grateful for every person who supported the journey, whether they stayed in his life or became part of his past. Robert is not someone who holds on to negativity. His life philosophy, shaped by Steve Irwin, has always been to spread love, kindness, and respect. And that's exactly why the story is touching so many people. Because sometimes an ex-partner reacts with anger, sometimes with jealousy, sometimes with silence. But Rory's reaction showed something rare, genuine happiness for someone she once loved, even though the relationship had ended. And that kind of emotional maturity is what fans are calling beautiful and unexpected. People across social media are even saying her quiet show of support proves they had real love at one point, a love that does not disappear even after a breakup, a love that transforms into respect. This is why the internet is fascinated by her reaction, because it reminds everyone that not all breakups end in bitterness. Some end in growth, healing, and understanding. And when someone you once loved achieves something remarkable, it brings up a mix of emotions: pride, sadness, nostalgia, and acceptance, all mixed into one moment. That is what Rory felt, and that is why fans are calling her response powerful and graceful. While Robert celebrates his victory with his dance partner Jenna and lives this new chapter of fame and opportunities, Rory is focusing on her own life, her own studies, and her own future. And that is exactly how it should be. Two people walking different paths but still connected by shared history and mutual respect. It's not about heartbreak or drama. It's about growing up, moving forward, and still appreciating the good parts of the past. And that is what makes this such a genuine and emotional moment for fans. Robert Irwin's DWTS win marks a new chapter, one filled with bigger dreams, new challenges, and even more spotlight. And as he steps into this next stage, he carries every lesson, every memory, and every supporter with him, including those who are no longer beside him, but helped shape who he is today. And Rorie Buckey's emotional response is proof that some bonds do not break, they simply change form. This is not a love story. This is a story of respect, pride, and maturity. A story of two young people who learned life lessons early and handled them with grace. And the world is watching because moments like these remind people that kindness still exists even after goodbye.